Hello, and thank you for joining us. This is No Soundbites Allowed, and I am your host, Michael Voss, Dragon of the Southern Tier. I'm happy to be here with you today with this news event that happened earlier on February 1st of 2022. Now, for our viewers, especially those who have been with us long term, since 2008, we have had a mission on this channel to provide access to elected leaders and candidates in every election at every level, from the local to the national. We've had vice presidential candidates, we've had members of Congress, we've had members of the Assembly, and even candidates at legislatures who've come onto this channel to speak to you, to let you know why they are running and whether or not you should vote for them. And we continue that tradition today, February 1st, 2022. As many of our viewers may be aware, we started speaking about the New York 123rd race for the New York State Assembly in January. And today we have the announcement from Sophia Recsiniti. She is a current councilwoman for the city of Binghamton, and we have covered her on this channel in the past, as you may recall, when she has stood firm in the face of attacks from groups like the Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow and other activists that were seeking to attack her family and herself for standing up for her constituents and their points of view. In the face of that kind of adversity, many would leave politics. That is not the case here. We present to you now the full and complete announcement by Sophia Recsiniti, which was attended by former and current mayors of the city of Binghamton, former and current members of the Binghamton City Council, as well as several members of elected offices in many cities around the community, as well as members of private business and private citizens, as well as our exclusive conversation with her right after that announcement.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It brings me such joy to see so many friends, supporters, and colleagues here today. To the elected officials who are joining me today, I say thank you. Your friendship and support means the world to me. I'd like to thank Binghamton Mayor Jared Cram, former Mayor Richard Bucci, former Mayor Rich David, my colleague and Binghamton City Council President Phil Strong, Broome County Sheriff Harder, Johnson City Trustees Adam Brown and John Walker, Town of Dickinson Board Member Stephen Gardner. Thank you all for being here. I would also like to thank my family, my husband Paul and my children, some who are here with me today and some who are watching from afar. My dad, my brother, his family, for being here and supporting me, always. Thank you. Those of you, thank you to those in the city of Binghamton who had faith in me and elected me to represent Binghamton's 2nd District on the West Side. What a rewarding experience it has been to serve my community. Going door to door, I talked to so many residents about the issues that matter to them. We talked about high property taxes burdening families and small businesses. We talked about needed investments in public safety and city parks. And we talked about West Side streets that had been neglected and were in need of repair. During my 3 years on City Council, I am proud of turning those conversations with voters and that talk into action. I'm proud of working with my colleagues to deliver tax cuts, support law enforcement, park upgrades, and investments in our infrastructure. City Council has been my first exposure to elected office and local politics in general. But the passion to serve my community has always been there. I'm a social worker. I chose the path to serve those in need, the poor, the disenfranchised. Maybe our humble beginnings, growing up in a small village in Greece, and the adversity and hardships we experienced when we migrated to the US, fueled my desire to help others. I've worn different hats at different times, but always with a common goal of serving. So my time on City Council has given me the chance to deliver meaningful results for residents in our neighborhoods, but it's also made it very clear that change is needed beyond the local level. Residents deserve a representative in the State Assembly who will bring their concerns to Albany, fight for them every day, and be a problem solver at the state level. This was in some ways a decision I had to think long and hard about. Those of you that know me now for a long time, or even those of you who just met me when I was knocking on your doors, know that I'm not some sort of polished politician. I don't have canned speeches, and I certainly don't have all the answers practiced at the tip of my tongue. I speak from my heart. Although there are common issues that impact us all, there are some that we have a certain reaction to based on our life experiences. And I wanted to just take a minute to touch on just a few of those that feel a little more personal to me. The truth is, on a personal level, as a mother, I'm scared. My kids are leaving. They're leaving New York State. My kids and all their friends who practically grew up in my house and I call my own, they're leaving. New York State, our lifer politicians have failed them. As a small business owner, I'm beyond concerned. Our small family business next year will be in existence in our community for 100 years. That is a long time. It has weathered all kinds of ups and downs, all kinds of economic storms thrown its way, but what has become a very oppressive, suffocating New York State, where lawmakers seem more interested in punishing small businesses than helping them succeed. As a social worker, I have looked into the pain and fear-filled eyes of women and children who were abused in their own homes, who had nowhere to go, who were afraid for their lives. Women and children who needed immediate assistance and protection. And yet, our politicians in Albany supported irresponsible, disastrous, dangerous bail reform policies that put our most vulnerable at even more risk. As a citizen, I've watched as state lawmakers and others have targeted our police officers and stood by silently as our men and women in blue put their lives on the line every single day to protect us. They have come under attack. It is wrong. My record shows my support for law enforcement, and it is unwavering. The issues I just mentioned are issues we can all relate to in some way or another, and are part of a long list of what I've heard from residents and have been ignored by Albany. Our community needs a voice in Albany who will fight for reducing the crippling tax burden for homeowners and small businesses, term limits and ethic reform in Albany. Albany's bail reform, it has been a disaster. Support our police and contribute to make our neighborhoods safe, upending the bad policies driving out business and families. The one-party rule in Albany has been devastating to New York State. Elected officials, some rarely opposed for 2 decades, sort of coasting with no pressure to perform or to answer to the people, must go. enough is enough, and it is time for a change. So for our kids, our small businesses, our law enforcement, hardworking taxpayers, and for so many other issues that impact the quality of our lives and that our community deeply cares about. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I'm here today to announce that I'm running for State Assembly. My name is Sophia Recsiniti, and I humbly ask for your support.
And we're here with the exclusive. We're going to have just a few moments before she is off to another event, meeting the public and letting them know about the news of her announcement. Sophia, I've known you many years. You're a good friend. But today I want to ask you about your candidacy. Can you tell us in a brief statement, why are you running?
Pretty much for the reasons that I stated just a few minutes ago when I talked. I mean, really, City Council has given me the opportunity to make a difference at the local level, but also allowed me to see that change needs to happen at the state level as well. And again, just like I mentioned a little while ago, I'm doing this for my kids who are leaving the state, along with so many other kids, young people, families. I'm doing this for small businesses. As business owners, we have seen the ups and downs and the economic storms and so forth that have come our way over the years. As a social worker, I'm doing it because I have seen the devastation of failed policies like bail reform and how it has, in many ways, re-victimized our most vulnerable. I mean, and the list goes on. I talk to folks at the door so many times, and these are just a handful of issues that stood out, and I'm very excited to be working on and to be, I just feel very passionate about them.
Now, I noticed something about the event. This was filled. There were mostly women here at the event, a very strong support.
Yes.
And I know, of course, you're a woman going against a woman in this race. Have there been a lot of women's issues that have been presented either in your time as city council or in talking to people about running for the assembly? Is that a big concern in the area? And
it's something that I feel very passionate about as a woman, as the mother of two daughters. Obviously, I want women we need to be involved in every way possible. We have a strong voice. Now, as a Republican woman, certainly, I've been a little bit in the minority. I don't think there's enough of us out there. On city council, I believe I was the first one in 14 years, a Republican woman. And I do believe that we have as mothers, certainly have a unique and a different lens that we bring into our work, and it's something that certainly guides me in the decisions that I make, because no matter what I do, I'm a mother first.
For this campaign, is there a website?
Oh, yeah. We have SophiaForAssembly.com, and we're going to be having a YouTube channel and Twitter and all those social media avenues where people can read, listen, and get more information on.
So you're making yourself very accessible to the public.
I want to. I think it's really important. I do have a lot of passion for what I do, and I want people to get to know me better.
Well, we're looking forward to having that opportunity. We look forward to have an interview in person so people will get to know you on my channel and around the world. I don't want to take you away from some other engagements. I know you have a lot to do today. It's been very successful. I want to thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
And wish you the very best in the campaign.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.